Alright, let's see. I'm gonna change this live chat. Russell Westbrook Lakers debut did not go well. I think I should do that one next. Let me see something. See how about me. Dog, I wish I knew how to kick people out. I said we live. I kick. This man said, "Who is Invisible Man?" Don't nobody know. No, nobody know who that is. Let me see. How do I kick this man out? How do I kick this man out of here, man? Throw this over here to the side. I'm gonna figure out how to kick this man out. How do I kick this man out of here? Oh, whatever. So, we finna react to Kyrie Irving gonna retire from basketball. It's a retire from basketball from the Brooklyn Nets if they trade him for Ben Simmons. Well, I heard he getting traded regardless. Let's get into it, though.
As a human in our society, there are a few facts that I have come to accept. One, the sun rises every morning. Two, every human needs to undergo some sort of chemical reaction. They need to convert oxygen into carbon dioxide in order to live. And water is wet. Wait, I don't really know so much about that last point. But in addition to all of these, the one fact that I've come to accept...
You know what's crazy? Who asked this? Cause they said, that's always a question. Is water wet? And so who asked that? And for the longest time, I was like, I always said yes, like no question. But I forgot who I was watching, and then I was like, you know what? Water is not
a basketball YouTuber is the fact that nobody loves to be controversial more than Kyrie Irving. And in this instance, I think he literally did a remarkable job putting himself in the center of a controversy. So this latest bit's a little bit nuts. He is threatening retirement if something does happen to him. So we're going to get to all that. Before we get to that, just a reminder, giving away multiple copies of NBA 2K22. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Do me a favor and drop a like,
he'll retire.
Subscribing and turning on our notifications. We're on the grind to 600,000 subscribers. So now that we get all that out of the way, cue the...
This man Kyrie said he will retire if they trade him. You know how bad you like, how much you don't want to play for anyone else? Like if you're planning to retire. Let me see, how old is he? I think he's 29, I want to say. Yeah, he's 29. He gonna retire at 29 years old.
True.
That means you're not trying to go nowhere else. You rather give up your career, and you're finna hit like he's in his peak, finna hit his peak. I'd rather just retire than to play somewhere else.
1-2-1-2. What's going on, everybody? The last time we covered Kyrie Irving was just 3 days ago in a situation where Kyrie Irving is putting the Brooklyn Nets in a very tough spot due to his anti-vaccination stance. And I personally believe everyone has their own freedom of choice. I am vaccinated. He can do whatever he wants. Regardless, due to the vaccine mandate, as a result of this, Kyrie Irving might not be able to play with the Brooklyn Nets this upcoming season unless if he does get vaccinated. Now, we have to give credit where credit is due, because despite being one of the most controversial players in the entire NBA, he has been able to make significant progress with what he is doing. And for the most part, his teammates seem to be coming out in support of him.
I want him to be on the team. Of course, he's been a huge part of, since I've been here, a huge part of, our success, the success that we did have last year, and we kind of was finding a rhythm to whereas, that chemistry that we built. I can remember last year, that one road trip we had, we were just, me and Kyrie, and he's just a special talent
out there
that you
whooping
don't really
folks.
see often.
Yeah, he's just a magician. Top to bottom, first meeting Kyrie, I could tell that since he was a kid, he had a basketball, probably sleeping in his bed with him and dribbling everywhere. So he's just a master at the game, at the craft. He's mastered every aspect of it. And, and for him to only be 28, 29 years old, it's incredible to see.
Now, I wanted to give you a brief disclaimer before I get into this. When Stephen A. Smith came out about a month ago and suggested a Ben Simmons for Kyrie Irving trade, I personally laughed at it.
I thought it was insane. I was like, that doesn't make any type of sense. Why in the world would you give up Kyrie Irving for Ben Simmons, who's afraid to dunk the ball? It didn't make no sense to me. But I ain't gonna lie. Like, the more time as time goes, the more, the better that sounds. Because, like they said, Philly needs someone who can create their own shot and help Joel Embiid. Brooklyn, they can't play defense. They have trouble rebounding. Ben Simmons he's top 3 defender in the league. He might be the best defender in the league. And he's 6'10", 6'11", so he can guard almost basically 1 through 5. So,
I personally think that the Brooklyn Nets will not trade Kyrie Irving no matter what. I feel like Kevin Durant and James Harden would rather have Kyrie Irving on the team and not playing, unless if they get super fed up with him. But at least based off of my perception of Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving's friendship, KD and James both seem to be very accepting of who Kyrie Irving is as a person. And as a result, I don't think this trade proposal that we got when we gave you this Ben Simmons update yesterday from The Athletic makes a lot of sense.
Cold,
now, this is all coming to us according to David Aldridge, which you might know from NBA 2K. Whenever
everybody skips him,
they skip him on the microphone and start saying some stuff before you never.
They didn't even put him in this one. I don't think
the Brooklyn Nets can afford to continue to give Kyrie Irving some latitude, given his relationship with Kevin Durant. Chances are Brooklyn will get off to a fast start, regardless of whether Kyrie Irving's in the building on opening night or opening week. There are still 2 league MVPs in the starting 5, but you can't be sanguine forever when it comes to New York. The city operates on an exponentially faster, far angrier clock than most other cities' timepieces. The Nets front office is somewhat insular, and I don't think Sean Marks is going to be impacted by back-page tabloid headlines. But Irving's from New Jersey, not right across the river, about 45 minutes away, but close. I think it'll be hard to hold out indefinitely, and I detect little interest around the league in him, though there's always one team, and it only takes one. Brooklyn's in a tough spot, but not a wholly unmanageable one. One other thing that I don't think we're considering, or at least not enough, does Kyrie genuinely still want to play in the NBA? And I
thought about that too.
He loves the competition. He is still the most unguardable guy in the league with the ball, in my honest opinion, and his friendship with KD and others around the league is legit. The rest of it, and dealing with us media wretches on the regular, reflexively going along with the league when it comes to commerce. Remember, it was Kyrie Irving who cautioned against diving all in on the Orlando bubble, doing some of the other things star players have to do to keep the machine fed. It's clear he doesn't care much for that at all. I will say one general manager volunteered a straight up Kyrie Irving for Ben Simmons trade to me Wednesday, which suggests one problem for another. Man, Ben Simmons on the Nets would be almost unfair. So just to comment on this, Ben Simmons for Kyrie Irving wouldn't really be unfair. In my opinion, it doesn't make sense. In terms of fit, I guess Ben Simmons could slide over to the power forward position. I just think it is a little bit of a downgrade in regards
to me,
Kyrie
that's what I
Irving brings
think
to the
so.
team. But then again, a Ben Simmons and James Harden pick and roll would be really fun to watch, and just seeing how the Nets could work that out would be really fun to watch. But here's the thing, I don't think that's going to happen. One, because Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and James Harden are really good friends, and Kyrie Irving is definitely going out of his way to make sure that doesn't happen. So
that
in the
man
past
said
24 hours, a lot of stuff has
retired.
happened. First, the city of New York came out and said that Kyrie Irving should be able to practice with the Nets at the Brooklyn facility. So Kyrie Irving will be able to practice, and Kevin Durant seems to be very happy about this, saying
it's crazy because on Twitter there was a video. There was a video of this man Kyrie walking into practice, and that like someone was like, "You like it's bad when the headline is someone who's going in to do their job or something."
Flip side,
which is crazy.
Next question. I mean, do you at least take any kind of positive viewpoint in knowing that Kyrie will at least be able to practice?
Yeah, at least.
I think that.
Yeah, at least he can practice. But I mean, we want him here for the whole thing. We want him here for games, home games, practices, away games, shoot around, all of it. So hopefully we figure this thing out.
So originally, New York had a vaccine mandate which says that a person needs to have proof of at least one COVID-19 vaccine shot to enter, among other places, indoor gyms, including Barclays Center, which is the home of the Brooklyn Nets, and Madison Square Garden, the home of the Knicks, which prevented from Kyrie Irving taking in part in the team's media day. Irving instead joined that event, which was held on September 27th via a Zoom call from his home. But here's the thing, Kyrie will be able to practice at the team's facility in Brooklyn, but still won't be able to play in home games because of the city's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. Steve Nash had this to say: "It sounds like we may have Kyrie on the road with us, but I'm not sure he'll be playing, since we haven't seen him for a week, and obviously safety first." And here's what's absolutely insane about this. Kyrie Irving came out and said that if he is to get traded, he could possibly retire. So here's the official report. This is coming from Mark Stein.
See, I think it's crazy because it's almost like the media is like pressuring this man to take the vaccine. Like, even though he doesn't want to take it, or he's saying he doesn't want to take it, seems like the media is almost trying to pressure him. Because, like Andrew Wiggins even said, he said, "I felt like I got pressured into taking it, or I was forced to take it, man." So, like, the more, like, these stories keep going on, like, it's just crazy, man.
I'm bringing it to you via RealGM.com, saying there is belief among some in the NBA that Kyrie could retire or strongly consider it if the Brooklyn Nets were to trade him. Irving is currently unable to play in Nets home games in Brooklyn due to being unvaccinated for COVID-19. Despite the idea that a swap with the Philadelphia 76ers of Irving for Ben Simmons could solve both teams' issues, there's no indication that it's under any consideration. Rumors have circulated that the Nets are wary of Irving's part-time availability and the impact that could have on their season. Recent reports said that Brooklyn's hopes are waning that Irving will be available to play in home games this season. For their parts, GM Sean Marks, coach Steve Nash, and Irving's teammates have continually said they understand Irving has a personal decision to make. All have said that they'd like to have Irving available to play, but won't pressure him. Now, recently, New York City determined that the Nets practice facility is a private office building. That frees up Irving to practice with his teammates in the home market. Kyrie Irving's kind of winning over here in the sense that he did get the city of New York to kind of budge on their stance. I don't know if it's directly because of him. I have a feeling it is, but I could be wrong. There's no way to prove this either. Let's just close this video out with a nice little tweet from Kyrie Irving that's kind of vague. So
I think, I'm not gonna lie, I think if LeBron and KD were like, they didn't get the vaccine or they were unvaccinated, kind of like Bradley Beal is, but say it was like LeBron and KD, I think, would almost, like, the NBA wouldn't be able to afford, like, the biggest players not playing. So I think they'll move their stance
that I can't
a
really
little bit.
overanalyze it, but to the point where we could at least take a view of it. I am protected by God, and so are my people, and we stand together. Now, I don't know if you're trying to say God will protect him from COVID, but let me know what your interpretation of all this is. What do you think's going to happen to Kyrie Irving? Do you think he's going to end up retiring, or do you see him at some point getting the vaccine? Because here's the thing.
Know.
At the end of the day, Kyrie Irving, at least in my perception of things, seems more focused on proving a point than actually his love of basketball basketball, and the messed up part of all this is he's so freaking good at basketball. Like last year, he had a 50.
Yeah, that man was hooping. That player is the best season.
While literally treating basketball as like some sort of side hobby or side hustle that he doesn't really care about. So I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
If you was in this man's shoes, what would you do, man? It's crazy. That's tough, man. I don't know. I mean, yeah, well, man, that's it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, man. I'm out. Oh, and comment below if I should do more live streams or if I should just do the reactions first. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. But yeah, comment down below more live streams or if you just want the actual video, the reactions. That being said, I'm out, man.